Yo, like, what freaky things are you guys into? Like, if you didn't know, I'm talking in relation to the things that I've been seeing on Pokello's stories on Sundays. Like, her Sunday stories, they are wild. What? You guys, I did not know you get down like that. Wild, wild. But out of all of that wildness, though, there is some content creation and marketing lessons that we can actually get to learn. And those are what I want us to talk about, not the things you guys get into your extracurriculars. Anyways, let's get into it. Right. Um, Firstly, what I want us to take a note of is placement, the platform, the choice of platform. Instagram, in particular, Instagram stories in relation to the Queen of Swagger herself. So let's just drill down on some of the stats, like right from the top. Zim is over 1.2 million active social media users. Looking at all the social media platforms, over 1.2 million active users. Of those active users, over 300,000 of them are active on Instagram, right? And of that 300,000, about 36.6% of you Instagram users like to use Instagram stories. You are active on Instagram stories. It's either you post there or you consume that content. One of the two, but 36.6% of you consume Instagram stories. That's 36.6% of 300,000 users. Now let's look at the Queen of Swaggers following. She's got 592,000 followers. Let that sink. The Queen of Swagger has more Instagram followers than they are active social media Instagram users in the country. Cue Kanye West's power. I mean, so that's your Zimbabwean active users plus people who are out of Zimbabwe, right? It's a no-brainer. She's going to use that platform, and let's just say if we're gonna be tapping into 36.6% of 500,000 people, that's an active platform to use. She could have used it. Next, let's look at the concept itself. Sunday confessions. Oh my God, that was actually a brilliant way to bring it about it, because the platform and the timing during this whole coronavirus lockdown situation, there's a lot of juicy stories going on in there, and she just gave people a platform to vent. This is called user-generated content. User-generated content is basically any image, video, text, whatever it is that is put on the internet that you can get to use yourself. In this case, Pokello just managed to make people concentrate on a single topic. That's gossip. It's your own gossip. I mean, it's your own content. You own it, and you've freely given it to her to use. But what I like about how she then uses it, she's not the first one to do it, right? There's a lot of concepts that have gotten to use user-generated content, and it's done in completely different ways. In her case, she requested for anonymous text to come in so that she can use it on her status. Rob Dyrdek, if you know the show Ridiculousness, does the exact same thing. All of the footage that he gets is user-generated content from YouTube or from some platform online. Then he just reviews it. That's user-generated content, right? A lot of people actually also get to do that. Some of your brands, they get to ask you questions. Oh, send us images of you drinking our product or using our cell phone or something of the like. That's user-generated content, and they just get to direct you onto a single thing. As a content creator, it's not a bad way for you to actually get authentic stories that are actually coming out of there. So she's done it pretty well. But what I love about what she does is that she's not just getting the content and posting it yekes. She's adding her own flavor to it. I mean, or as for me, Her comments on each of the statuses that she puts is just as entertaining as the stories themselves that come through. I mean, take a look at some of the things that she says. It's quite dope. And the platform as well actually gets to allow for her to actually do this. All she has to do is put up one status at the start of it, ask people to come and submit their stories, and she collects them in a nice, neat, and anonymous manner. How much better could it get? It's a tailored concept. It is working very well. So I love the concept and I love how she did it. Now, let's look at getting the bag, how she did it, right? Placement. And for a lot of content creators, this is usually the easiest way to actually get to do this. In her case, she managed to get, or of the 3 sessions that have gone up, 2 of them, she managed to get some brands to actually come through and actually place their ads in between the statuses. And for me, it's a really nice placement. I mean, it's non-intrusive, non-disturbing. Instagram stories only last a handful of seconds, and then we move on to the next. And because there's so many of them to go through, you're not really bothered by it. It's unlike your commercial breaks, which take over 45 seconds to a minute for you to actually see. It's a nice interruption into it. And personally, I'm one of those people that the moment your statuses become a thread that looks like a line, I stop viewing. You're asking too much of me. But this has managed to keep me engaged, and it helps. Now, from the last one, we managed to see that Munch came up to actually take up some of the space. And thumbs up to them. Their content was actually aesthetically pleasing. And I like that, you know. It was formed for social media. It was bright and interesting. I think the only thing was just, you know, it was a little longer than an Instagram status, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it's nice to see that some of the brands, they actually became a bit cognizant of it, and even a bigger thumbs up for them for actually jumping onto it on the first place. Because all things being constant, it's not all the brands that would actually get to jump onto this. I'll tell you for sure, if you wanted to approach any of the other brands to actually come up and take up this concept, forget about all the big brands, right? From my experience with working with brand managers, you're gonna get it's too risky, the platform of it, oh my god, there's so many things that we can't control, and you can't control what people say, and we don't want our brand attached to that. So you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get the big brands onto it. These SMEs, they're much more tailored towards it. Not because they have nothing to lose, but because they're more flexible. You know, there's less red tape to jump through. They are most probably better suited to the target market that she's actually getting onto. So it's a whole lot better to actually use them. Don't think the big brands, forget about it. They're not going to come onto this. No, it's too risky. What I think could have been done better? Well, look, I feel as though brands can actually get to prepare for this better. This is a good exercise for brands to actually get to see what they can and cannot do. Instagram stories have the vertical format, you know, and you can tell that in this case, Munch, when they came on, they just took some of their pre-existing content and they threw it on there. Not to take anything away from them, it worked, but it could have been better formatted. The vertical format has a lot of real estate that they could have used that just kind of went to waste. You know, it could have been better structured, it could have been better made, but I'm not saying that it didn't work. It did, but their ads could have fit within the Instagram stories limitation. It could have utilized the space better. And really, just all of us, I know it's a whole lot cheaper for you to work with a one-size-fits-all mentality, but when you're going to go into this, and also as a content creator, when you're now going to these brands to do it, make sure you can offer being able to fit and being able to use that to their advantage. One of the things that I feel as though opportunities that were missed, right, within this, which could have slightly been done better. Yes, they managed to put up their ads. They were well placed. Also, some of the ways that Pokello actually managed to put the ads within the content, non-intrusive. It's just sitting there. You can see it. She actually managed to place some of it within there, which is great. But I feel as though she could have added that swipe up for the link feature so that you can actually go to. There are two things that could have been done, right? And as a content creator, this is some of the things that you should actually actively think of if you're going to do this for brands. If you're going to put a brand there, I could have added one swipe up to actually view the profile. So you can actually go to see the Munch profile after this. And somewhere towards the end, also put one that actually takes you to download the app on any one of the platforms or their landing page so that you can download the app for any one of the devices that you're using. This way you now have a measurable success that you can say, oh, from this campaign that I did for you, from this exercise that we did on my statuses, you got so many visits to your Instagram page, you had so many new likes that come through, and you had so many new downloads that came through. That's measurable. You know, that's success that any brand would love. And when you have that success, you can easily take it up, put it in your portfolio, go to the next brand and say, hey, look what I did with this. It makes it a whole lot easier for you to actually get to do this. And that's just some of the things that you actually can get to do. So in a nutshell, you know, those are some of the things that I managed to capture that I feel as though were brilliant and some of the things that could actually get to do better. If you actually haven't seen her stories, she gets to do this on Sundays. I should believe, well, she mentioned that the last episode is going to be this Sunday. So if you haven't seen it, it's a good time to do so, you know. You might actually get to learn something more than I did. And if you did, please kindly come back to me and say, hey, you missed this, and do that, and do that. Actually, as a content creator, do you actually agree with using user-generated content? Have you done it before? Is it something that you plan to do? Brand managers, would you actually jump onto something like this? This one in particular, with how risky it is. Let me know. Would you? Yes? No? Why? Actually, more importantly to everyone, when was your last confession? And was it on the Queen of Swagger stories?